247. It includes 6 officials, 5 rooms. So we do correct because what we wanted to have is the quorum. We have 224 councillors. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. Application for leave of absence. Okay, thank you very much. The declaration of the opening of the meeting has already been called. The Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, Councillor Masugo, Whip of Council, Councillor Solomon Mokhase, Leader of Executive Business, Councillor Loiso Masugu, Chair of Chairs, Councillor Salfina Mulawuzi, members of the Mayoral Committee, chairpersons of Section 79 Committee, political party leaders and whips, fellow councillors, City Manager, Dr. Ndiboniso Nilikwareni, Acting Secretary to Council, for now, acting Secretary, the legal, officials of the City of Johannesburg, residents of the City of Johannesburg, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the 18th extraordinary meeting of the City of Johannesburg Metropolitan Council. Fellow councillors, may I express my deepest sadness on the passing of a stalwart, Tiaparangwe, and freeman of the City of Johannesburg, Ubabu Andrew Mlangeni, who is being laid to rest today. Babu Mlangeni was bestowed with the Freeman of the City Award in 2016, which is the City of Johannesburg's highest civilian honor. Having celebrated his 95th birthday just a month ago, he was last remaining Rivonia trialist who fought tirelessly for the freedom of our country. Condolences to the Mlangeni family and all South Africans. May we draw from his wisdom and more standing. May the Mlangeni family be comforted by the outpouring love for Ubabu Mlangeni during their mourning period. I kindly request councillors that we observe a moment of silence for our struggle icon. Can we please observe a moment of silence again? Thank you, councillors. Thank you very much. May his soul rest in peace. Councillors, as the COVID-19 figures continue to rise in Gauteng amidst the storm, may I remind us to continue adhering to the COVID-19 protocols and regulations. May we continue to maintain social distance, wear our masks, sanitize and or wash our hands with water and soap, avoid physical contact when greeting each other, coughing into the elbow, and staying at home. Let us all continue with COVID-19 awareness in our communities that we serve. I would like to wish a speedy recovery to all councillors and employees of the city who tested positive on COVID-19. Councillors, in February 2020, Council resolved that an independent forensic investigation be undertaken to establish as to whether there was a quorum and verify signatures on the council registers for the 7th of February 2020 meeting. Please note that the matter is currently receiving attention and the outcome thereof will be availed to councillors as and the opinion on councillors has been circulated to all political party whips. Further note that the LOEB has, in terms of Rule 64 of the Standing Rules and Orders of Council, requested that items 76 to 79 be considered by Council. Please note that I have acceded to the request. The said reports councillors have distributed to councillors through the Google Drive link containing the council agenda for this meeting. Councillors have granted the request. My reference was for the debate to be immediately after the apologies. However, the urgent debate will then be debated immediately when the executive mayor arrives. So when we go to leave of absence, we shall indicate that the executive mayor has a leave of absence to arrive a little bit late, but we will address that when we get to the apologies. Please note that I have also received a letter from AMC Masugu indicating that she is submitting herself to the ethics committee regarding the corruption allegations revealed against her through the media. Once more, you are welcome, councillors. Thank you very much.
Application for leave of absence. Presiding officer.
Councillor Alexander.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. The Democratic Alliance also
Madam Speaker, Van Wyk.
Councillor Van Wyk.
Madam Speaker, I just want good morning to everyone. I just wanted to you to note that I have signed on now. I was struggling with the link.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Van Wyk. Okay. Thank you, councillors. I was still getting my rule book. It had missing here on the table. Councillor Alexander, Rule 1097. If you go to Rule 1097, it says the speaker may allow an urgent question if it requires an urgent response from the members of the mayoral committee. And then if you go to Rule 112, Rule 112 is very specific about when the mayor responds to questions. Okay.
Presiding officer.
So your argument here is the mayor is the member of the mayoral committee.
Yes,
I think the chairperson of the mayoral committee.
Presiding
There
officer,
are 10 members of the mayoral committee. And
we're
the
not
mayor as the 11th person is the chairperson of the mayoral committee.
Presiding officer, we're not asking for executive mayoral question times as the standing orders allow for. We're asking for urgent oral questions. And I understand that question 7 talks about mayoral committee, but if you're the chair, you have to be a member of the committee to be the chair of the committee. So we would like to say that we request that these questions be asked to the mayor so he can supply us with answers around them. If he's
Thank you very much, Councillor Alexander. Let me start by your last utterance of allowing freedom of the speech. The questions are the same, or the narrative on the questions is the same as the narrative on the debate, where the rules are allowing the speaker to make a discretion on the debate. And it is for that reason that the speaker has allowed the urgent debate to happen. But according to the questions, oral questions, are not referred to the members of the mayoral committee, they are referred to the mayor. And the rules are very clear because they have separated the two. If you read the rules, the two have been separated. The urgent questions or oral questions to members of the mayoral committee have been separated from that of the mayor. So it means the rules are separating the mayor from members of the mayoral committee.
Presiding officer, in the standing orders around the written questions around written reply, it also speaks to the mayoral committee, and the executive mayor does answer questions within the written reply. So the precedent that has been set, when written questions are asked to the mayor, he just answers them, and Rule 110, questions for written reply, the relevant member of the mayoral committee must answer the question. With that logic, I'd like to apply that the mayor is in fact a member of the mayoral committee, and therefore you just allow questions on the basis that the mayor isn't a member of the mayoral committee. I don't believe is correct.
Yeah, I know. That is all according to the audio is lost.
No sound. Is the meeting still continuing?
Presiding officer, if you are looking for legal advice, please say so. Don't keep the whole of council sitting in a state of limbo.
Are we already breaking for lunch?
There's no.
Yes, Pastor. Will you start the church?
and divide.
I shall take confession.
But we can't sing, eh?
Man.
What the hell? We're all muted.
So, Councillor Alexandra, as I said, me and you don't have the legal background to interpret the rules. So I consulted those who have the ability to interpret the rules that we had set as council. The reason for 109 and 112 to be separated, it is the intention to separate the two. The executive mayor gets appointed and he appoints members of the mayoral committee. He delegates powers to the members of the mayoral committee. So that is why the rules separate the two in 109 and 112. And if you look at the definitions on the rules book, where it talks about the executive as a whole, it also separates the executive mayor, and it says, and members of the mayoral committee. So that's how we have reached to that response that we have sent to you. Thank you very much. However,
Madam Presiding Officer,
the debate will be allowed.
Madam Presiding Officer, with respect to Rule 112, 112.3 says there shall be no executive mayoral question times during council meetings for when we are discussing quarterly rules. Are you then saying that 4 times a year, regardless of the urgency of the questions, the mayor is not available to answer our questions? So because this is a quarterly meeting, the mayor would not be allowed to answer oral questions. There would be no executive mayor question time. We're requesting urgent questions, regardless of if it is a quarterly meeting or not. These questions are urgent.
But the response we have given to you, Councillor Alexandra, it's not based on the fact that we are addressing quarterly reports. It is based on the questions, your oral questions being addressed to the executive mayor for response, and yet the oral or the urgent oral questions, the Rule 109 have quoted in that the questions should be responded to by member of the mayoral committee, not the executive. Don't want me and you to mix the two. Our reason for declining, it's not about addressing quarterly reports, but it's about the responses that you want from the mayor instead of the response from the MMC.
Presiding Officer, we will take it through to the Rules Committee. I believe that the interpretation of this is incorrect. I cannot that our standing rules would eliminate the mayor from obligation of answering urgent oral questions, we will take this further to the Rules Committee. It cannot be that the Mayor is not available for urgent oral questions. He's the head of our council, and when it comes to the Constitution, the buck stops with the Mayor. And if we are not able to ask urgent oral questions to the head of the council, it boggles me. But we will take this further to the Rules Committee of how you can exclude the person that is constitutionally responsible for the running of local government asks an urgent oral question.
Okay, thank you very much. It will be recorded on the minute that the issue will be taken to the committee. Thank you very much. Application for leave of absence. Thank you very much. Councillors, we have the following leave of absence. We have the leave of absence from Councillor Takalani Nefotoni due to ill health, Councillor Hololo due to ill health, Councillor Mbongo due to ill health, Councillor Boko Zizi due to ill health, Councillor Shomendlini due to ill health, Councillor Jeffrey Makubu, the mayor, who will arrive late. He has attended the funeral of Ntatem Langeni. Councillor Loiso Matsugu, the LOEB, who will also join late due to family bereavement. Councillor Judith Maria.
Investigations.
There is no reason that has been. Also, there's no reason. Councillor Sean Chris, also a leave of absence we have received in writing. May I then request the party whips to make additions if there are any other leave of absence that are not called. I see the hand from Councillor Alexandra and the chief whip.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For the record, Councillor Marichotla is on maternity leave, will be returning next week. Sean Crash, for family bereavements, he lost his father, and Councillor Maureen, she ill health. As well as, and then additionally, can we add Councillor Nani Safumba, also ill health?
Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. On behalf of the ANC, as the chief whip of the ANC, Councillor Moabi, I think councillors are aware that she tested positive and she requested for all councillors to know. Then Councillor Mphahlele and Councillor Somedlin. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. I see Councillor Ntuli, followed by Councillor Khatebe. Councillor Ntuli. Councillor Ntuli. Okay, let's go to Councillor Khatebe. Councillor Khatebe, leave of absence, additions?
Oh, no. I wanted to correct that, Speaker. Can people mute, sir? Okay.
Councillor Khatebe, what were you saying? Councillor Nonhlanhla Khatebe. Please unmute.
Sure.
Yes. Are you adding? Okay, Councillor Mzobanzi Ntuli. Councillor Khatebe and Councillor Ntuli, can you please lower your hands if you are not speaking? Because I'm calling your names because your hands are up. Thank you, Councillor Khatebe. Hands is down. Councillor Ntuli.